wrestling fans? Welcome to another action-packed podcast, The Extreme Horsemen here. I'm the Pain Train Preston Quinn, and as always, I have my tag team partner, ECW Original, the Rottweiler himself, C.W. Anderson.
Yeah. What's going on? Yeah. Hey, golf clap. Minute work, golf clap.
Yep. So, CW, we took a week off last week. Got, stuff for getting ready for the holidays and everything. Now, this week, we're catching back up to the third and last day of Wrestlecade. The big one for us, we were main event, taking on the Dawsons for the vacant AML World Tag Team Championship. Let's go ahead and dive right into there. CW, when we were getting ready for this match, what do you compare the preparation of this match versus the ones we've done in the past?
With the Dawsons, you and I always prepare heavily because we know most of the time it's going to end up into a fight. And this one, we were hoping that it was going to stay in our corner, which was professional wrestling. And for the most part, it did. But we actually dove deeper with our preparation, our psychology, and just getting ready. And we knew, I tried to hide it somewhat that I had a bad ankle and was trying not to let anybody know that I was gimped up a little bit from getting hurt.
And that happened the night
Kansas.
Before, right?
No, that was in Kansas a few weeks ago.
Okay.
The week before, actually. So I tried to, because I was not going to let them see that I was hurt, because that was the last thing that we needed.
Mm-hmm.
But main event, amped up, psyched up, ready. And we knew we were going to be in a fight, but we were hoping we could keep it contained with wrestling. And I think we did for the most part.
And per Dawson's, just utilizing everything they could to get it out of being a wrestling match.
They actually took me out of my game a little bit, because they have actually done something that not many people, they try to do, but it is not successful, and it's quick. But they were a little more psychological, which I give them props with that. With doing that was when they started going after Brittany, during the match. Most of the time, she's pretty much shielded, and they've stayed away from her. And they'll talk junk to her here and there, but they actually went after her a couple of times, and it took me out of my game, that's on me, because I was trying to get back in that ring and get back at them, and you were trying to be a level-headed one of not now, wait, calm down, and I was more adamant, and it ended up costing me during the match, because I was trying to get at them a little bit more because of them. That's the one. I mean, yeah, look, I know she's out of the ring with us, but stay away from her.
Right. There's ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know, there's unwritten laws in professional wrestling, that a code of honor that we go by as far as performers, as far as professionals. And part of that is you just don't, if there's a female at ringside, that's not generally something that you do, that you go after, and just in general, unless there's something there that that needs to be done. It's not something you do. And the Dawsons decided to go ahead and cross that river. And
everybody know Brittany she's not your wrestler, fighter type woman. If you had to coin her, she's Miss Elizabeth.
Right.
She is not going to jump in the ring and fight somebody or anything along those lines.
And with Elizabeth, you always had Macho Man was more of a threat to her than anybody was.
Yeah, pretty much.
But anyway, we have a heck of a brawl, a wrestling match and brawl with Zane and Dave Dawson, as we expected it to be.
They worked me over.
Yeah. But I got in there. CW gets over there, makes the tag in a rather unique way. And if you want to see that, you can check that out at titlematchwrestling.com, AMLwrestling.com, and you'll be able to see how CW made that tag to me in the most dire of situations. I don't think
All I
you've
know is
seen
my
that.
ass got snatched across the ring. That's all I
I
remember.
don't think you've seen that in a long time, ladies and gentlemen. But I came in, House of Fire, taking on the big man, boom, boom. You know, it's the whole 9 yards. CW comes in there. We actually hit a spinebuster Alabama jam. We have the 3 count. Okay, they're not kicking out of it. And Dave pulls the referee out right at 3. Um, he ends up grabbing the belt. You go after him, he
Yeah.
grabs the tag title.
Yeah,
Whacks
he
you in
grabbed the
the head
tag
with the
titles.
tag title.
Yeah, when I reached over to grab him, he had his back turned me and reached up and hit me in the head like that in the side of the head.
Yep.
And my head's not prone to taking any more shots like that than it could be.
Yeah. CW is, he's Don Beebe, if y'all know anything about old football. But anyway, so CW takes the belt shot. Dave gets up on the apron, tries to hit me with it. I'm able to avoid it. Dave gets hit. But while that happens, and I'm telling the referee to get Dave out of there, get the belt out of there. Now Zane's got the other belt, comes up behind me, gives me the shot between the legs, and the only spot I can't work out in the gym with. And I turn around holding myself, and I get hit with the other title, and I'm able to.
It wasn't until I saw it. I don't know how you kicked out, because after watching it on the replay later that evening, he smoked you with that belt.
Blasted me with it. Yes.
Yeah.
It's all I had. It was all I had to kick out of that. And then credit to them for knowing what to do. They didn't lose their head. They came in, they double teamed me with the big double press power bomb. And just like I think it was Stutz said, all the air just left his body. And when you've ever been slammed down where the air comes out of your body and you can't, there's nothing you can do. Your brain can yell for you to move, kick out, do something, and your body won't respond. And it didn't respond for about 30 seconds there. I just laid there.
Yeah.
And then the big thing happens after the match. So tell them then what happens after they win. They get the tag titles. You think it's over, but now the big things happen.
Brittany was in the ring checking on us. She actually came over to me, and I was still a little dazed, and I saw, with her being in the ring, I was like, okay, we've lost. And I saw you laying in the middle of the ring. I said, go check on PQ. Just check on him. She was over there checking on you, and the next thing I know, they're stalking her, backing her up in the corner. God only knows what they were trying to do to her. And like you said, my head was like, get up, defender. But my legs were like, nah, we're good. We're going to be here till we're sweeping up.
Yep.
And they got her to the corner, and luckily we had a couple of guys watching the monitor, and Caprice Coleman and Tim, and they came in and started fighting on the Dawsons.
Yep.
Which led to a whole nother cluster.
Yep. And then Brad Attitude, who's been coming after Caprice Coleman for the AML World Heavyweight Championship, comes out. Andrew Everett's been fighting with Tim. He comes out, and I mean, you got a melee, you got a scrum. We're able to run them out of there. Security jumps in between again, which is everything we have with the Dawsons always involves a ton of security.
I think the security gets beat up more than we do.
Huh?
The security gets beat up and fought on more than we do.
They ain't getting paid enough. I'm gonna tell you that.
No.
But yeah, you even had Dave Dawson almost had a fan come over the rail on him. I mean, it was just emotion all over the place, like you don't find in professional wrestling anymore. And then the big announcement: Caprice Coleman drops the bomb on everybody. What everybody was waiting for and wanted to hear. What did Caprice Coleman say to him?
Enough is enough. It's been chaos. Let's settle this one way, and let's settle it with war. Not only war, but war games.
Inside the steel cage. But ladies and gentlemen, if you've been hiding under a rock for the last 40 years, you don't know what war games is. 2 rings beside each other, pressed together inside one gigantic steel cage. And 5-man teams, right? And we've only said that there's 4 of us. So we had to recruit number 5.
There was 4 at the time, and they're 4th. Yeah. Our 5 ended up being Mr. Number 1, George South. And their number 5 ended up being my little brat of a nephew, Colby Carino. Well, he's not
Yep.
he's not little anymore. He's a grown ass man.
Yep.
But yeah, it's us, George, Caprice, Tim against the Dawsons, Andrew Everett, Brad Attitude, and Colby.
And a couple other major happenings, didn't it?
They had a couple of major announcements. You will announce ours, but in the Dawson's corner, they actually got Precious Paul Ellering managing them, the guy of the legendary Road Warriors, and we
got the manager of champions, the original manager of the Four Horsemen, J.J. Dillon, James J. Dillon, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be managing the Extreme Horseman, Caprice Coleman, the Infinite Man Tim, and Mr. Number One George South, the captain.
Yep.
Huge.
January 30th in Thomasville. It's going to be huge.
And I'm going to tell you, folks, they have sold more tickets already to that event. That's a big venue, but I guarantee you this thing's going to sell out. They have sold more tickets to this thing 2 months ahead of time, basically, than most independents sell for an entire show. This thing is on fire. And this isn't going to be no bogus steel cage. This is one of the old school dog pen looking cages from the NWA, baby. It's going to be just rough and ready for everybody.
And I can promise
you,
if you've never seen War Games, please don't watch any of the stuff that's been on TV lately, the War Games and the War Games that's on the networks. What you want to do, you can either go back and watch the old NWA War Games, or if you search Extreme Horsemen War Games, you get to see the very first one I was in, which is the MLW one, which was chaotic, had Terry Funk, myself, Dr. Death, Steve Williams, guys like that, which those were the War Games that we're going to be targeting towards, because we're going to go back and review those as well.
Yep.
But I do have to say something that only you and I and Brittany know about, that I knew how, this is right before our match started. I had heard the Dawsons already went out, and PQ was amped up for this match. He'd been amped up all day long.
He call me out on this one.
Yes, I am, but because it's hilarious. He was doing the Cousin Eddie fake punches to me before, our music started, because he was all amped up, and backstage I was the calm one. But if you've ever watched us walk out, I walk out, Brittany walks out, and then PQ trails always. That's kind of how it always is when our music plays. Our music hits, we let the horses go through, and then the music starts playing. All I hear is Preston, let's go. And he's gone. And I'm standing there with Brittany, and I'm like, this fool done walked out on us. I said, come on, we gotta go. He had already walked through the curtain, hit his pose, and Brittany and I were trying to hustle up to keep on. He was ready to get in that ring.
Yeah. I tell you, it felt to me like when I played football or whatever, I'm going through there, I'm smacking security's hands, I'm smacking cameraman's hands. Let's go, baby. It's ready. It's time. God damn, it's time.
Yeah. Next thing I knew, you were gone. We're music playing. I'm getting my music hits and gone. Like, we got to go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But yeah, it's something we try to bring here, folks, is we do try to give you a little inside look. We try to peel the curtain back some for you so you can see what it's like. CW and I, we don't say lightly that we feel like we're the best tag team in wrestling. We work hard at that, and we hone our craft every single day. We are trying to figure out something that will make us better next time we're in the ring, whether it's in the gym, whether it's film study, whether it's what our gear looks like, anything we can come up with to make ourselves a better tag team. There's great tag teams out there, and there's a whole lot of people that, hey, if you're not on national television, you can't be the best team. Well, that remains to be seen in my book. And if you come see what we do at AML Wrestling or anywhere else you see us at, you understand exactly why we say that we're the best tag team in professional wrestling.
Yeah. Even though the Dawsons had the belts right now, they kind of did what they did to get those belts. For them, it's by any means necessary. And I was that guy years ago at ECW and Japan and stuff like that. Did what you had to do to get those belts. But I foresee us getting them back. I don't know when it's going to be, but first, once we get our hands on them in war games, because that'll legitimately be the first time we've seen them since the Sunday show at Wrestlecade.
Yep. But yeah, I'm ready. I've been I've actually done the dreaded cardio routine in the gym, because War Games is not a sprint. War Games is a marathon, and I believe
started,
that cardio is going to be a big deal for that.
Yeah, it will be. They're long. We've always done the Anderson starts. They're very long and they're taxing. They're exhausting, and it's just like you would play in football or play in any sport. Yep. You have to pace yourself, because you can't go in there a house of fire, because if you go in a house of fire, sooner or later that gas is coming out of you.
Yep.
And you can't go anywhere. You can't go outside the ring to collect yourself. You're trapped inside of there.
That's right. That's what it's all about.
Or just like you could do with me the very first one I was in. You could run like I did, because I was running from Terry Funk the whole time, because I'm scared of him. There won't be no running in this one.
I probably would have done the same thing.
Scares me to death, dude. Literally, he beat me with barbed wire. He literally beat me like with a kendo stick, and you legit see me running and fall through the ropes just to get away from him.
Yeah, if you guys want to check that out, like I said, like CW said, the War Games from MLW, Major League Wrestling. Mm-hmm. Major League Wrestling, even now, the stuff they put out with now, a whole lot of fun to watch, especially in an era that a lot of modern wrestling is not really entertaining. MLW is a good product.
Cole Bauer puts out a good product. Of course, it could do.
Yeah, and if I can plug, CW's got a shirt that he was kind enough. He gave me one at Wrestlecade. I just happened to have mine on today, and I just wanted to show. Yep,
same thing.
He put his on. CW, tell them where they can get the shirts at if they can't get to a show.
They can message me through my social media. Everything, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, everything's ECW Anderson. You message me there, and we can set it up there. I have a guy that lives a few hours from here. He ships it right out to you.
Yep, there you go. So that'll be shipped straight to your house. CW won't know your address if you happen to piss him off, since it's going to another person. He just has to pay a fee to get the address, folks. Don't believe that. But and then we've limited our shows up to War Games, because we do want to make sure that we're 100% for that. Plus, we have the holidays in between. So you won't see a lot of show action for us. I know, CW, you're going to be having a little fun at Brian Hawks's birthday celebration.
Yeah, coming up. And also, I was at NWA last week.
That's right. Yes. So you had the NWA tapings, but since those have not aired yet, correct?
Right. They're the new TV show NWA USA.
Yep, that's going to be on YouTube.
It's for basically almost like it's a cruiserweight lighter division of guys. I wrestled Colby in that match, and that was a 4-way match. And then I did a gauntlet match on the pre-show that you can watch now. NWA Hard Times 2 pre-show. We're about 30 minutes in. So, I had that last week.
There you go. Good stuff. All right. Well, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. We'll talk more about CW's little run at the NWA once it's aired. We don't want to give anything away on the tapings there. But as always, good stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, the Extreme Horsemen podcast, CW Anderson, Preston Quinn. We'll see you next time.